Hello everyone. I'm gonna be doing some more Talisman tonight. Each sheet. Last time we did this we did the Sacred Pool expansion, so now we're adding in the Dragon expansion. The Dragon expansion has alternate inner regions that set that to random. I do more after this. Because last time it only took an hour and a half. Which Talisman seems to be pretty quick as long as, you know, you don't, the people that are close to winning don't die repeatedly. Chieftain before. The elf can be pretty good. I think I'll go with your chieftain. So we've already got 2 people in the inner region for new starting positions, or middle region, I mean. So, the training expansion is enabled. Each turn everybody draws. When you draw all these dragon tokens, and each of those either adds a scale to the specified dragon, or causes you to suffer the dragon's wrath, or in some cases you can place it on the dragon already on the board, or to put it to sleep, reducing its stats. Basically, once one of these 3 dragons down here gets 3 scales on them, they become the new Dragon Lord, and one of their scales gets placed down on the board, and that's an alternate thing that you can encounter to draw from that specific dragon's deck. We gotta go around the Highlands. Siege Owl. Siege Owl will remain here for the rest of the game. On your next turn, during movement, you may move any number of spaces up to your die roll. Instead of moving the full distance as indicated by the die roll. Then for handy. Although will probably be a bit better later in the game. Just kick ass. Oh. See, for the ending, whenever a character starts your turn and does not have a war quest, they may immediately accept one. Whenever a character discards a quest reward, it is not removed from the game. Instead, cards kept in the character's play area face down. If the character is killed, you must keep all of the quest rewards. Kind of inconsistent pronoun usage there. There we go, okay. The first character reaches the Crown Commander's formal quest rewards wins the game. It's one of the new endings from the previous expansion. It was actually a smart move on the Empress's part to go after the priest, because that means that she didn't have to encounter the chapel. Since these evils you have lost one life, you keep on entering. See now, Doris is the Dragon Lord, so there's Doris scale on the chapel, which currently means that anytime anybody goes to the chapel, they have to encounter the Ghidorah scale, because you have to encounter scales of the current Dragon Lord or when you land on them. Each of the Dragon Lords also vary in what kind of stats are best against them, because there's Vorthax favors strength, and Philippus favors craft, I think. I want to say Ghidorah has a lot of cards that have both stats, but you have to fight with whichever one is worse for you. Like they'll be like, oh, if your strength is higher than your craft, you must fight this in psychic combat. Something like that. On the plus side, once you get a scale, because you get to collect the scale once you defeat an enemy at that spot. You deliver one weapon. Gotta go out looking for a weapon. Once you defeat an enemy spawned by a scale, then you gain the scale, which adds +1, and to both battle and psychic combat against it. And it's also against like minions of that particular dragon, and it can be discarded to prevent that dragon's wrath from affecting you. See, now Vorthax is back to being the Dragon Lord. So I think it might be Dragon King, but still. Because like one of his scales is back there with the Sage Owl. And currently, if anybody lands on that spot, they have to encounter the scale. which also got this alternate inner region, which don't know. Oh, actually, it does make some difference, because like there is no like craft route or strength route. Instead, it's all. Instead, you have to. It looks like you have to go all the way around the entire thing, and each time you're drawing multiple cards. The question being, what deck are you drawing from it? Because like, I'd imagine it's I imagine it might be Adventure deck, but it might also be the current Dragon King's deck. It doesn't appear to specify on any of the actual spaces. Interesting. Drawing card, move one space per turn plus an additional space for each enemy you kill. You actually get to skip past. There's some spots as you kill enemies. I mean, pretty much all of them are just draw X number of cards. There's no fear. It also doesn't look like you need a talisman either, because none of the spaces actually say you must have a talisman to enter the space. That changes the strategy quite a bit, because like now, anything that gives you a talisman is just about worthless. Like, unless I miss something, there is no purpose for having a talisman. And interesting. That also means the dwarf in some ways is even better, but also worse. It's like, you can't take advantage of the dwarf's special abilities as much because there is no mind space, but at the same time, the one time you do, it's really, really good, because, you know, a dwarf with 6 craft can just auto-open the door. Lucky Charm. You can sometimes find like followers and items. None of that scale though. Carrying those don't claim the scale, only if you actually kill something, either a dragon or a cultist. This guy is from that dragon's deck at that scale. Now, does it actually give you the scale? Taking the scale also clears it from the board. This really... I mean, if it is a dragon deck, then think you want strength mostly? Depending on whether or not I'm right on Ghidorah's cards, like, if you take roll with your worst stat regardless. Is like, if you get to pick between, I guess really, I mean either, if not, then either side is going to be good, because either you go through when either Galactus or Mercadorus is in charge, or you got good craft, or you go through when you either Barthax or Fedorus is in charge, you've got good strength. Now, Galactus is the king. Yeah, I think the thing is a king for the one that's currently the head of them all. It's they're draconic lords. And the king is directly above Lord. Lord in terms of rulership. I don't have any followers, so you can just wander off. No, Mercadorus is in charge, and Wyvern is asleep. Now the Wyvern has reduced stats. Now it's in battle. Dragon Priestess is already nearly dead. Well, this is the owl. Oh wait, no. I have to encounter the Vortex scale. Oh wait, you get to encounter the owl first. Get to take Dragonbane, but it immediately gets delivered to the Warlock. Because you have to complete your quest at your nearest convenience, basically. Really not even your nearest convenience, because it would have been real convenient for me to have been able to keep that and just like sacrifice the sword later. But hey, it's got vast wealth now. I didn't get to keep the cool weapon, but I got 3 gold. Everybody's going to the Highlands now that I've left. Well, this is now the Dragon Lord, Dragon King. Legit. I've gotten the quest those before moving, but okay, oh well. Can't have to do it next turn. The roots will remain here for the rest of the game. Draw 1 Dragon token. If you draw the Dragon scale, place it on any space in this region that does not have a Dragon scale. Otherwise, resolve the Dragon token normally. Right. Gonna place that there. Huh. There's a There's a dragon card, it meant she... and as an enemy with the dragon type. Because so, I guess it would just say dragon if it meant that. Because apparently, in this case, dragon card means card from a dragon deck. And not necessarily an actual dragon. Because it can apparently include, for instance, strangers that just happen to be from the dragon deck. I guess. Oh yeah, I think Adoras might just be like a mix of both craft and strength-based stuff. Somebody's already getting a visit from the Reaper. 2, starting the champion. Going to take a quest. It's twice I've managed to continue on. Actually, that's the third time because the first time was technically my first turn of this game. Oh, the Dragon Priestess is dead already. I mean, at least you get to keep some of your progress towards actually getting to the Crown Command. And, or at least towards winning the game. Is you can keep all of your face down quest rewards. Heavenly Host is one of the enemies that cares about your alignment. You know, Grilopus's Wrath is kind of one of the worst ones because it's discard a spell or lose one life. Because each one requires you to sacrifice something or lose one life. If Warthrax, its followers. stores its items, and Grillipus its spells. But spells are one of the hardest things to get. Because, like, for instance, you have to have enough craft to have a spell. And there has to be something that allows you to draw a spell. You know, I forgot to draw a quest again. You can summon one character from any region to fight. You place a character on the space and attack even as if you had encountered them by battle or by second combat if you were permitted. Once a gong has been used, it crumbles to the discard pile. And we'll find the weakest person. I'm gonna go for the ghoul. Now the ghoul is all the way over here from wherever he was. Oh, I guess so. Drawing from the scouts thing happened. So there's some cards from the Highlands deck on top of the regular adventure cards deck. Swoops in and needs to finish the fool off. Using the spiteful amp, choose another character in any region and teleport into that character's space. You must then encounter that character. You cannot choose to encounter the space. Instead, the imp then teleports himself off to the discard pile. Now once more, Grillipus' wrath. Unless you've got some way of throwing spells, the only way to really defend yourself against that is to defeat some of Grillipus' minions and to get some of his scales. Because you can discard those to avoid his wrath. This time I'm actually remembering to take a quest, which is pray at the temple. So I'm just gonna use my lucky charm to automatically roll a 1 to go over to the temple. Oh wait, I have to encounter a scale. Yeah. There we go. Now, if your strength is lower than your craft, you must fight in battle, otherwise you must find second combat. Thought there was something like that in the Kadora's deck. It's a standoff. I mean, hey, it saved me from having to fight, I think, like 2 7-strength dragons. I'm pretty sure it was 3 beefy dragons on that space. That's gonna make my quest a bit harder. Yeah, there's 2 7-strength dragons on this space. Right now one down to being a 4-strength, but still. Oh, and here's another 7-strength dragon. Although for thanks to the space it's on, for the purposes of this combat, it's a 9-strength dragon. That was just barely a standoff. There's only one result that could have been in a victory for me in that. That's if I roll the 6 and then roll the 1. Since both of those dragons are from dragon decks, I can... Okay, so the correct term is Dragon King. Got it. I can just go after scales from those 2 dragons. This also beef up my attacks against it. As those 2. Now there's like 5 cards from the Grill Up this deck on top off of the adventure deck. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of like craft-based stuff for a bit. So with my 3 craft, I might want to avoid having to draw cards off of the adventure deck for a little while. Oh boy! It's double Dragon Wrath from Grillipus. I love it. And on top of that, I have to encounter a scale from Grillipus. Spellcaller will remain here for the rest of the game. You may take the top spell from the discard pile if your craft allows. And I actually have just enough craft. I'm just gonna keep that for if I have to deal with Grillipus' wrath again. Because then I can discard it. You don't have a lot of uses for gold right now. Oh, you're re-rolling? I have a feeling that may have been a poor choice for you. Yeah. Possible death. Just re-roll possible death into certain death. Grillipus is no longer the king, so fighting that Druid is a bit easier for Vampirus. Yes, thank you. Weaken these two dragons over here. Here at the temple. Like now I might actually stand a chance against them. Because they've got 8 as opposed to 14. Needing for their strength. But still, like, at least like a 50% chance that it would be a guaranteed loss. Because you can get up to a 14 if they roll a 6. Well, this is the Dragon King again. I'm gonna go over here and camera to go scale. Surprise attack. A dragon then grabs you and drops you into the ground. Roll and die and move that many spaces counterclockwise and then lose 1 life. The dragon then flies off to the discard pile. Okay, I can just spend the 3 gold I got earlier to heal up. Because that dragon was kind enough to drop me at the cathedral. Reese is about to have a rough time. Well, there's plenty of Philippus cards around, so there's not really a shortage of craft trophies. You've got the craft to actually get them. That would be a good card for me to draw. Yes. Thank you. Get rid of some of the dragons on that space. Because I need to be able to access the temple so that I can complete my quest. But there was 14 strength worth of dragons in the way. You know what? Sure, I'll encounter scale. He adds 3 to his attack roll. Oh wait, no, Philip is no longer the king, so it was just a standoff. Because we both rolled 1s. Just barely lost that one. If you'd had some fate, you might have been able to pull it off. Valkyrie is having to suffer Vorthrex's rage. It's not having any followers, so he takes one unimportant amount of damage essentially. And he was able to just wander on over there and heal, so. Wow. Get another one. And because okay, one craft like this is a one craft enemy, Rogue couldn't get to the demigod and get whatever spell she wanted. Alright, got a 1. Gonna go in there and try and take down this dragon, but first we gotta get through the Kador's Acolyte. And I'm not going to because I got a total of 5. need to pray at the temple so that I can complete my quest. Literally, in order for me to progress, I have to kill a dragon and a cultist so that I can pray. Because I have no means of getting another warlock quest. But in order to win, and with this alternate ending, you have to have 4 quest rewards. In order to get quest rewards, you have to complete quests. But my one quest is to pray at the temple. In order to progress, I must have the blessings of Ogre Jesus. Alas, I cannot get those blessings until I get these dragons out, until they can actually reach the temple. But this cultist specifically keeps getting in the way. And that was a bad decision to encounter that. I thought it was gonna let me pick and choose which ones I encounter individually, but no. Now I'm all the way back over here. They just showed one of them, so I figured, like, hey, maybe I get to pick and choose which ones to evade and which ones to fight, but no. You either fight all of them or you don't. And I chose to fight all of them completely by accident. I mean, that's a completely in-character decision as the Ogre Chieftain to just choose to fight everything at once, given the opportunity. The Deathstalker is especially nasty. You must take the Deathstalker as a follower. If you're defeated in battle or sacred combat and lose a life, you are killed. You may discard the Deathstalker if you defeat a creature or character in battle or sacred combat. So basically, if you lose your next fight, you're just dead. Grillepus is in charge, so. But hey, I get to fight the sleeping wyvern first. So I at least got something out of that before getting completely obliterated. Yeah, I got enough trophies to improve my strength. That's not helpful at all. But I mean, it'll be helpful later, but not right now. Yeah, at least the priest was able to get rid of the false prophet. You know, turned a 2 on the Reaper charge into a good thing. Grease has a nice rock to turn into some gold. At least now both Rex is a Dragon King, so if I'm forced to to encounter any scales, it's gonna be Vorthrax ones, so my 6th strength will actually be able to do something. Other than things constantly forcing me to use psychic combat because either they only have craft or they force you to use your worst stat. An 8 or lower, and it's lower than 8. I'm just gonna travel right over here. It's another. You must fight with your weakest stat. But hey. Oh. I'll make a standoff at this point. Like I would have liked for the enemy to have rolled any other roll, but at least they didn't lose. Like they couldn't have lost because any other result would have been a win. At least I'm not like a rogue with the Deathstalker. So like at least if I had lost I wouldn't have died instantly. good move on the priest part. And hey, another character is freed from a cursed follower by the Reaper. You know, sure, I'll go over here. You get flying carpet. And you let it just sort of be laying around in the middle of a cursed forest. Well, it does not have any followers. Oh, verdant altar. The verdant altar would count as the temple. All for the purpose of my quest. I mean, now, at this point, yeah, I might as well go through with trying to fight my way through the actual temple, regardless of whether there's anything else that work for my quest. This has this is the Golden King right now. You may build a home whenever you knowing space and instructions to draw one more adventure card. Before you encounter the space, you may Move one physical enemy in the same region to your space. Ooh. You can get things off of the temple space with that. Granted, I think I still have to fight it when the horn brings it over, but still. What is this? During just draw 2 Invergin tokens at the start of the turn instead of 1 Invergin token. Then discard this card. So basically it's as if you had drawn the devil token. So those can actually get kind of changed. Because you can draw another double token when you draw the second token. And you draw the 2 tokens for the first one. I guess it was a slumber token and the Galapagos token. I guess we seem to be burning through the Galapagos tokens right now. You know, there's fewer of them to draw. Rogues or the dungeon. He's apparently got a class as well. Oh boy, it's either going to the desert or encounter the Galapagos token. Well, I'll encounter the Galapagos thing. Like, actually, I'll summon this acolyte over here. Sacrificial stone. The stone will remain in here for the rest of the game. Draw 1 card from the adventure deck and place it on the space. If you draw a dragon, you're killed. Otherwise, please encounter the card normally. Because of the space, the acolyte gets +2. But hey, I mean, I didn't have to encounter the sacrificial stone, so... the chance of encountering a dragon on the adventure deck is pretty small. Like, there is an event card that puts part of the Dragon King's deck on top of the adventure deck, which it makes encountering a sacrificial stone almost certain death for like five turns. Well, 5 draws from the adventure deck. Yes, you know, a decent chunk of each of the Dragon King's decks is going to be dragons. Affects Dragon King now, so no more worrying about how to grow like this. That's for a while. The Kairos Acolyte continues to give us power through any fight, in spite of having only 2 craft. Now Pagoras is a Dragon King. Not sure I'll encounter Door Scale. Not first, I'm gonna do some more summoning. Now I'll bring a pack of wolves over here. Before you engage either the dragon in psychic combat, it makes a breath attack. Roll 1 die. If the result is equal to or higher than your craft, you are automatically defeated. Wow. It actually wasn't. It actually managed to not get high enough to auto-defeat me. But it still defeated me normally because it rolled a 4. There was no chance of it even just like rolling a 1 and it being a standoff in that case, because my total was equal to its craft. I better hope that when I get to the temple, that I don't roll super low, otherwise I'm just gonna straight up die after finally getting to the temple and finally gain my super important prayer session underway. The Warlock has to discard an object. And he's just got some dragon tears. It's like, that just means that he loses out on some gold. They could have gone visiting the alchemist. Priest now has an absolutely worthless talisman. Because, as far as I can tell, this alternate inner region makes it where you don't need a talisman. Like, unless I missed something somewhere, just straight up don't need it. What? Dragon Decree. Draw and place one card from the Dragon King's deck face up on each space that has a Dragon scale. Discard any events without resolving their effect, then discard this card. If Grillpus is the Dragon King, this event affects every region. Oh boy. No, I don't think Grillpus is... No, I think Grillpus was the Dragon King. Yeah. Yeah, there's somebody from the Grillpus deck on every single Dragon scale now. Except for where an event was drawn. So there's somebody or something, because there are objects and places. It is in the Grillpus deck as well. What is this? Emerald Dragon. Nah. I think I'll pass on that. Instead, cast Enrich. Just so I can get some more money. Or the Warlock could be a dick for no reason. Okay, you're... Oh, I didn't even realize there was this Amethyst Dragon here. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Like regardless. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just plain dead. Oops. Well, hey, now I can play somebody with better craft. Maybe somebody that can cast spells. Somebody that can teach use the Warlock a lesson. We also lost it. That was my quest, so now I'm not even on a quest to go to the temple, I don't think. Because I think you keep... Yeah, you get to keep all of your quest rewards, but not your quests. With the Sacred Pool ending. Man, that was a good spot to land on. Too bad I wasn't the one to land on it. Right. Got a monk. Your blade flies, you get add store and craft your strength during battle. It's pretty good. 5 strength in battle. Rolling the die while when praying, you may add 1 to the score. You may not use any weapon or armor during battle. Dwarf. There's all the cool stuff with craft. And the Highlander, you not roll the die in the cracks of the chasm unless you wish to. If you choose to roll, you must accept the result. Whenever you land on the hills, you may draw 2 adventure cards instead of 1, and you must encounter both cards. If there was a card already on the hills, when you land there you may draw a second card. You must encounter both cards. Whenever you are present, engage in battle, you may charge and add 2 to your attack score. If you recharge, you must miss your next turn recovering your wits. I think I'm gonna go with the dwarf. And immediately get hit for 1 on life. Gonna go over here, the spot with absolutely nothing on it, and find a cursed grail. The worst item to have right now. Because you have to discard all of your quests and can't gain any as long as you have this thing. And in order to progress, you have to undertake and complete quests. Like, that's worse than a talisman with this setup. Because at least a talisman is just useless. The cursed grail makes it outright impossible to progress. Unless you've already got 4 quest rewards. Or have an alternate means of getting a quest reward, because like the chivalric knight, you can gain quest rewards from helping other people. No actually completing a quest required. Good. I mean, all it would take is for maybe subjected to Ghidorah's his Dragon Wrath at some point. Unfortunately, since it's a cursed item, I can't just ditch it either. And I'm stuck with it until I can find some way to get rid of an item, which could be as simple as just going to the alchemist, this in the city. You know, first I've got to get over there. Yeah, reroll. None of those options are great. Hey, I got 3 gold. I got 2 gold, but unfortunately I lost the quest to deliver 3 gold. Oh, now there's going to be more like dragons, and then it's on the temple again. Talk by strength. Talk by strength yourself. All characters take 1 dragon scale from Dracon, forward their choice, and place it on their space following the normal rules until all dragon scales in each Dracon are loaded. Then place on the board and discard this card. So it just means that Draconic Lords no longer have any scales on them. There are even more scales on the board now. How did that happen exactly? Dragonfire will remain here for the rest of the game. Roll 1 die, you may add 1 to the score for each dragon scale in this region, and for each dragon scale you have. 2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. So basically, as long as you've got at least 1 dragon scale, that just instantly hops you on over to the Crown of Command. So like currently it's pretty much get 4 quest rewards, go to the Dragonspire, and you win. Particularly if you already have a dragon scale, because then you can because then you basically automatically roll high enough If it, like it, even without already having it, even without having one dragon scale, well, on you, it still will get you pretty far, or on your way to getting a 22 with the way the Highlands are right now, with there being a dragon scale basically everywhere. Oh, and this, if you get beat by that, you automatically get sent to the Highlands. It's like it can save you a good portion of the travel needed to get to that spot. You know, visit the alchemist and get rid of the false grail, because, you know, it's making it impossible for me to work on actually winning the game. Which, I mean, honestly, I don't really need to be able to just teleport right to the Crown of Command a whole lot. Because, like, the main thing is that it would keep me from having to fight my way through the Dragon Tower. Because, like, I can get through the door pretty easy. Discover this card of the star's return. Take 3 successive turns before play passes to the next player. Wow. Like, even that wasn't. And oh, and the Kadora's Acolyte is finally dead. After all this time. Why did you even drink the potion? You're just gonna fight the thing anyway. You don't even get to take all of my fun stuff that I left on that space. Really? What do you have to be vengeful towards me for? Like, I did nothing to you. So now I have to start undertaking quests as a toad. For 3 rounds. Oh wow, even the heavenly host is fallen to the vampiress. Get 2 out of the 4 required quest rewards. Rewards currently. The Warlock now has all of my stuff. I think now there's even more stuff on the temple. Yep. There's a lot sitting on the temple right now. I mean, at least I don't have a quest to pray there anymore. You don't have to worry about that. And now the world is dead. Yeah, because that's totally a thing I can accomplish right now. Is defeating the Sentinel. You know, the thing with a strength of 9. Never rolling the die for moving me instead. You may disturb one of your breaking scales to teleport to any other space in the same region. Unfortunately, I don't get to encounter any of that because I'm a toad. Oh boy, now even more stuff is piled on the temple. Like, I think a lot of the cards other than the temple raids got cleared out of the Grillipus deck when you know, for every dragon scale everywhere, a card from the Grillipus deck was drawn and fell in that space with events just being discarded. now everybody has to... Oh hey, the assassin is here. At least somebody's got, you know, a character with some good abilities. I had some good abilities, but then I became a toad. Because somebody decided to hex me for no apparent reason. Other than, I'm the only human player here. Pop my way over here. Gain 1 strength somehow, so now I'm twice as strong as any other toad. Flexing my toad muscles. Which, hey, at least that carries over to when I turn back into a dwarf at the end of my next turn, I think. Warlock continues to suffer from Farfax's Dragon Rage because he still does not have any followers. Oh wow, Talisman just decided to crash out of nowhere. Oh, guess I'll have to open it back up and see where it last saved. Oh, and then I was hoping that maybe it had last saved before I became a toad. But I mean, then I would have lost my 1 point of strength, so... You know, it showed me as a dwarf. Never from the save game. I guess it's because technically that's my character. I'm just not that right now. I'm not gonna go over there. And both of these two are much stronger than me. Expand counter space. But now I'm back to being a dwarf. But unfortunately, that 1% did not transfer. Another draconic decree. Okay, good. At least I'm not being targeted by the Reaper as well. Or am I? Because the priest could easily send him my way. So he sends him to the warlock. Good. Maybe the warlock will die. Or he'll just get a dice battle. At least that might hurt him. Or not. Because, you know, he might win. That wormling is very dead. Let's see. I think I get to travel anywhere I want. Things of the Pathfinder. Okay. I'll travel over here. finding an ice elemental. And losing. I think Valkyrie just died. Yep. No, the assassin cannot assassinate in psychic combat. But he just got his ass handed to him by a Topaz Dragon. Not sure I'll try and like the Vortex token. Only Vortex from currently the Dragon King. That would have actually been a reasonable fight, otherwise. First got the Dragon Rider. I couldn't get that because as I was a toad when I encountered it. That's an interesting quest. Give another character 1 gold. Oh, and the warlock's decided to be a dick for no reason again. Just to somebody else this time. Now you discard Virgin Skills to get its full complement of spells. And grow up as this is king again. Go over here. Oh, a walking stick. That might be handy. Being able to just add one to my movement. Anytime I feel like it. Oh, Roland no longer has his fancy wand, so... Aww. It's still not a dragon. Kinda hoping it would be a dragon so that he could die instantly. Well, he is a toad now. like he lost all of his stuff. Because when you become a toad, you automatically drop all of your items. Now, Farfax is a pretty king. Got a choice between playing a zombie dragon, going to the Dragon Spire, or adding one to my roll, and you can choose between two other spots. I'll add one over here. Draco will remain here for the rest of the game. On your next turn, Ronan says your normal move, you may move to any face-up enemy in this region. Seems like it might be useful. If there's anything I can actually reasonably defeat me in this region. The Empress is getting a lot of craft. But you still gotta complete 2 more quests for this to be able to actually win the game potentially. This is targeting her with something. Specifically, he's targeting her with acquisition. To steal her horns of power. Oh no, there's a bunch of Ghidorah stuff at the castle. No, the Necromancer has 2 new quest rewards, so making his way towards victory. So far, the most anybody has is 2 quest rewards. I think the Warlock said to even get any. Probably because he's been spending more time being a deck than actually making progress. Alright, I'll travel here. Seems like a good spot to go to. The Hand of Mice can convert any number of objects and followers you have into gold. Discard the chosen objects and followers and gain 1 gold for each. Can I reverse this procedure? Oh. Maybe it wasn't such a great idea. Or maybe it was. Because, I mean, I won. Now the question is, where do I want to send St. George? Sure, I'll get rid of this guy. It's not really doing anything for anyone. I'll take that. Given that that can cause me to... that can allow me to instantly kill someone who's encountering the Reaper. Is cast on any character who is about to roll a die. That die automatically rolls a 1 and cannot be re-rolled. So now I just have to send... so now I just have to wait for the Warlock to encounter the Reaper. And as long as he doesn't... as long as it doesn't get like countered or anything, it's instant death for him, regardless of whether it has fate or not. There's even more stuff at the temple. I think as long as there's a dragon scale on the Guardian space, the Guardian isn't active. Something like that. It just makes my whole thing that much harder. So yeah, if there's any dragon skulls on that space, I have to get rid of that first before I can actually fight the Sentinel for my quest. Necromancer is dead. Allowed 2 double tokens. Vortex just got a lot of support. Right, can go over here, back over there, or I can choose between 2 more spaces. I'll go over here and fight this brigand. We can do all this, but this account Pagoda scale. Brigand will grant all the following wishes as your choice and advance the move of the scope out. Gain 1 spell, gain hold, bold, strength, craft, life, equal fate. But first I have to fight this thing. I just rolled a 1. Control reroll that. I guess 6. Nope. Unfortunately, the Reaper cannot reach, needs the Warlock right now. We've got 1. I mean, the Reaper, Warlock is also having to fight a Black Dragon while also being a Toad. I was able to do relatively good, but not good enough. Necromancer has become the elf. I'm also almost dead. Hopefully the Reaper can get to Warlock before or I die. Because if I die, I lose my spell. Although I also get to go on a new quest. I'll discard my quest if I die. Need all the dragons get sleep tokens. Oh, how? You take a scale. I mean, it saved me, so like that's good. I'm not sure I'll go fight this dragon. Okay, good. It's not higher than my, equal to or higher than my craft. So I don't die before the fight even starts. And it's a standoff. Vampires continues just powering through combat after combat. Like, fighting ability hardly matters. You can just go to the Dragon Spire and have a good chance of just jumping right to the corner command. What matters is getting through these quests. Granted, some of them require you to fight things. And, you know, you also kind of have to live long enough to actually complete all the quests and get to the Dragon Spire. Now there's even more piled onto the temple. I don't think anybody's gonna be visiting the temple anytime soon. Well, I mean, a lot of it might be like strangers and followers and items. But once more, Reaper rolls a 1. And another one for the Reaper. Oh, there goes my hand with Midas. I think I'd rather go. I can actually add one and trade my hand and against that Midas Dragon again. Oh, right. Oh wait, first, yeah, first village raid happens. And he rolled more than a 3, so I'm dead. Oh, there goes the dwarf. But hey, I get a new quest. Once I get my new character. Probably don't have to fight the Sentinel again. Because a fresh new quest that might be a bit easier than having to fight something with a strength of 9. Unfortunately, I also lost my chance to easily kill the Warlock. I was having the dice battle with Grim Reaper, which he lost. The assassin had a chance to jump right to the inner region, but like, it's not really useful if you don't have any of the things you need to actually win the game. Time to see. Almost time to see who my new character will be. A philosopher, leprechaun, or merchant. Begin the game with one spell. Whenever you land on face of adventure cards, you may discard one of your choice that you do not wish to encounter and draw another card to replace it, which you must encounter. You may not do this while in the inner region. Whenever you draw a spell you do not wish to keep, you may discard it and draw another one to replace it, which you must keep. Sounds good right now, especially with that high craft. Ooh. Go for something else. Oh well. Temporary change doesn't really do a whole lot. Just like, if somebody's got something that cares about their alignment, then yeah. But otherwise, it's pretty much useless. I forgot to draw a new quest. But hey. I get to take a quest from here. Deliver a 7-point trophy, visit Mystic, kill one spirit, or visit the Black Knight. I'm gonna go with the easiest one out of all of them. And go with visit the Mystic. Oh wait, there's a bunch of stuff on that space, isn't there? The cave will remain here for the rest of the game. Draw one dragon token. If you draw a dragon in a scale that matches the Dragon King, you may immediately claim it, otherwise you resolve the dragon token normally. There was a Kidora's no scale, so it just went to Kidora's. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the village right now. And the Vampiress just got her third quest reward. Now she just needs one more quest completion and she'll be ready to win the game. So she can just complete one more quest and then head over to the Dragon Spire and just win outright. If the AI is smart enough to do that. Because sometimes the AI does some weird stuff. It doesn't always seem to understand the most useful strategic options. Like, you know, things that allow you to just jump right to the Crown of Command, and you already have everything you need to win. I mean, anything that lets you jump to the Crown of Command also lets you bypass the Talisman restriction. And the Girls of Light, that inner region is in play. Because you just go right to the Crown of Command rather than having to go through the Valley of Fire first. Well, at least Kidora's isn't the Dragon King right now. So at least only the assassin had to suffer her dragon rage. the elf is just being pursued by death. Hey, at least you got something good out of it. Right. You've got my quest to visit the mystic, but I realized after accepting that quest that it's gonna be a bit harder than I thought. As equal to or less than your craft, you may evade the trap workers. However, you must fight him, but you may not will die. And I have no choice but to auto-lose because as I have a strength of 2. And he also has a strength of 2, but he gets to roll an attack die. Whereas I did not. Well, the Vampirist just has to get to the Crown of Command. Which if the AI is smart, I'll just have her go to the Highlands and go to the Dragonspire. But I don't know whether or not, again, I don't know if the AI is smart enough to do that. Or if it'll try and go through the inner region, which, depending on what it draws, might be just as easy. Now the priest has 2 quest reward cards as well, which is quest reward was in the form of a mule. Oh hey Queen Jules, well good to see you. I'm doing alright. Hey, how are you? This is a good spot to go to right now. Or maybe not, because because I just lost. Just barely managed to get that to be a standoff. The warlock has reclaimed his wand. The Deadly Rivals card seems to be coming up quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's a good card right now because there's a lot of dragons around. Neither of these spots are great. So go for here. I guess I can replace a card. At least I'm not missing my next turn on top of all that. I'm choosing space for it. Oh, I think it's for the worm line. So you can go over here. And the vampire is now Toad. Boom. This is like Right now, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. He's like, there doesn't appear to be anything on that space. I think... Your attack roll is lower than a dragon's attack roll. You're turned into a toad for 3 turns. Turns after the battle is resolved. Ah. So that's where that came from. See, now there's 2 characters that could potentially win it all. They can just get to the Crown of Command, which is not that difficult. It's just a matter of being smart enough to know where to go, basically. Because you just have to go to this one particular spot in the Highlands and survive the journey there. Which, I mean, there's a lot of dragons and such that's on the board right now, so journey can be quite treacherous. Like, once you get to that one spot, it's pretty much immediate victory. Because there's enough dragon scales in the Highlands region right now. That pretty much anything you roll, and I'm dead. Again. But hey, now I don't have an unusually difficult quest to visit the Mystic anymore. I mean, they don't even necessarily have to. Like, I mean, it's arguably sort of the path of least resistance to just go to the Dragonspire, but yet, I mean, making your way through the inner region normally is also an option, but you've got decent stats. Maybe I'll get a character with spellcasting ability or something. It's like there aren't really characters in the game that have stats that would be really specifically good right now. Although maybe, you know, being a bit more craft oriented because there's a lot of Gorillapis dragons, I think. Particularly in the Highlands. Oh, and they've got the option to play the dwarf again. Or the fortune teller, or the magus. Magus says, you begin the game with one spell. If you do not have any spells at the start of your turn, you may gain one spell. Whenever you acquire a follower, you can indoctrinate to fight with you during psychic combat. You may use all 9 or some of your followers to fight with you in psychic combat of your choice. Each follower used this way adds 1 to your craft in psychic combat. If a character defeats you in psychic combat, then you kill one of your followers that have fought with you in addition to the normal reward. That sounds very good right now, with all this craft-based stuff. Be able to just like pump up my craft in psychic combat. Another dragon decree. But I mean, again, at least Gorillapis wasn't king for this one. At least it's not more dragons everywhere. Just more dragons in the middle region. This hasn't just had a couple all interesting things. Triggering flyer. On our next turn, so far in the dive through emerge, you may teleport to any other space that has a triggering skill or face a triggering card or in any region. That's really good right now. Take a quest, which I forgot to do last time. Visit the Alchemist. In order to visit the Alchemist, you have to have an item. So, guess I'm gonna go on a quest to find just sort of any object. Like first. Escape. Firestorm. Discard all cards in every space in this region, then discard this card. if Vorthax makes us a Dragon King, this event affects every region. Kind of glad that Vorthax isn't the Dragon King. Because sure, it would have given a clean slate to every region, but would have also gotten rid of the Dragon Spire. I kind of want to take advantage of that being there. Especially if I can keep getting relatively easy quests, like visit the Alchemist. Or perhaps give somebody 1 gold. The priest is taking advantage of his magic door to jump to a random, like, tunnel in the dungeon for some reason. As I said before, the AI doesn't always make at least the most logical decisions. Because, like, you know, the priest has a means of, like, the priest could have won on that turn, pretty much. Because, like, I'm pretty sure the magic door could have brought him to the Dragon Spire, in which case he would have just encountered the Dragon Spire and popped right over to the Crown of Command. Like, that's what I would have done in his place. But again, the AI can be kind of dumb sometimes. I think the assassin is dead. Yep, because he doesn't have a follower. But hey, he dropped a talisman, so I can probably just pick that up and deliver that to the alchemist, where they can land on that spot and then go to the city. Because that's going to be the hardest part, is landing on the right spots. Well, go to the spot that's just shy of the city. Alteration that. Maybe get it to be an object, but unfortunately it's 2 bags of gold. Well, instead, you don't need more gold. I need an object that I can turn into gold. So I have an excuse to visit the alchemist. because apparently I can't just be like, yo, this warlock guy told me to meet with you. No, I have to be there on business. In addition to that. Yeah, the alchemist will not speak to anyone unless you have a job for him. He's just having to discard an item. Some Dragon Rage. Like an item. Let's see. That's all I need. To just get an object from somewhere. Which I'm 2 steps away from a couple objects. Including a talisman, which is completely worthless right now. Because, like, you know, I'm planning on just popping on over to the Dragonspire as soon as I get to hit my 4th quest reward. Oh, the Valkyrie's back. Being played by the same AI. Oh, and I'm being spontaneously assaulted by a Minotaur. Lovely. Why are you even letting me roll? Like, what is the point? Yeah, you get to draw a spell. That's on any character with at least one fate at the start of the turn. The character must lose all their fate, and another character gains an equal number of fate. I mean, I think the word you're looking for there was amount, but okay. An equal number of fate. You're not sure on the counter scale. And get my ass handed to me by the Shadow Dragon. You know, at least a Minotaur that got told like 16. You know, his attack. They just wanted some of my money. Like, it was a very non-lethal stampede. No, I'm just gonna cue that up. Ooh. Person that is gonna target is a priest who has 5 fate. 5 number of fate. So now my number of fate is 5. With adding 1, you can't get God to hear you want a 3. To draw a spell. Bolster. Cancel on yourself when you are about to engage in battle or psychic combat. Roll 1 die and add the result to your attack score. I'm trying to get an object. But things just aren't working out super well for me. Okay. I'm gonna reroll that and get 3 instead. Not gonna go over there, that's for sure. Important. All characters, no matter what region they are in, may accept a Warlock quest. Important then vanishes to the discard pile. Oh, I guess you can only have 1 Warlock quest at a time. Outside of the Warlocks. quest ending, which this is not that ending. This is a Sacred Pool ending. That's a pretty impressive fight. Just mow down both of those big, just like piles of dragons and the other monsters. Like he still yet to make any moves towards entering the inner region. Either by way of the portal of power or through the dragon's fire. So you don't have to worry about Philippus's nose dragging age anymore. I always have a spell, pretty much. Like on the start of my turn, if I don't have a spell, I gain one. Like other than on the occasion when, like, unless it catches me. That was no spell somehow. I'm always gonna have one. You know, like I would have to be able to have like between turns or something after I cast my spell. I'm gonna go over here. Draw encounter to lower scale. And I have an object now. So I have an object that I could take to the alchemist so that I can finally complete this quest. Or not. Because everybody is suffering from Cadorus' Dragon Rage. So everybody has to discard an object or a Cadorus scale. The Empress just actually lost a fight Actually, I think it was a stand-up. Still, there was no win for the Vampirist for once. Does Mark have... Nope. He has absolutely no quest rewards. So he just gets automatically ejected to the plane of peril. Just get an object, then like again, if we can just get to that one spot that has a talisman sitting on it. I have to encounter this fortified scale. Just gonna use bolster to try and see, at least survive this fight. And I'll reroll that. Well, it's a 3 regardless. Right, so currently it's a standoff. In fact, I have no way to actually... have to be at least in the... just by 2 more. And I decreased it by 2. And therefore I lost. And that was a mistake. Oh, now it's asleep. Sure wish it had been asleep before. Yeah, I was fighting it. But hey, at least I get a new spell on my turn. The priest has 20 strength. He's just this priest, but he's strong enough that he could probably like break your spine like a toothpick. You know, the Valkyrie and the Minotaur duking it out. The Valkyrie just died. Again. Vindication. Cast on any character at the start of their turn. Then the character must roll 1 die to pray. 1, you're killed. 2, lose 2 lives. 3, lose all your fate. 4, ignored. 5, heal up your life value. 6, replenish fate, hit up your fate value. I'm gonna save that for the warlock. I'm gonna reroll this die, so rather not fight that dragon over there. Carlin's Envoy. Whenever you encounter Dragon Scale, you may draw a Dragon card from any deck instead of matching the Dragon Scale on your space. Interesting. A sorcerer will set up shop here and will remain here for the rest of the game. Sells spells at the price of 1 gold per spell, but only to those whose craft allows. That is a very good spell for me to have right now. Gonna heal myself up real quick. Because now I'm not almost dead. Because the priest totally needs better stats than he already has. I'm gonna queue up Vindication for the Warlock's turn. So now there's a chance that he might just instantly die. Or he might get off easy by being ignored. Like, I tried. At least he doesn't have his wand. So he's not constantly regaining all of his spells by spending scales. Oh good, he's not gonna like hurt me in some way. As I said, he's strong enough that he could probably break your spine like a toothpick. I'd rather not have my spine be subject to that. Granted, I would not die from it. Yeah, I've got full life. I don't know why. He's targeting the warlock with something. Oh, he's stealing a follower. I could just get an item from somewhere. I mean, there's two right in front of me. Just have to roll one on my next move. Unfortunately, it must be a natural one because I don't have any fate. The Defender of Justice will join in another character to encounter you unless you invade the character. Oh wow, the Dread Knight is already getting a visit from the Reaper. He's just missing his next turn. We get Resurrection. Cast after a character kills an enemy during an attack. The attack is considered a standoff and the enemy remains on space. Okay. The complete opposite of what I was hoping for. Ooh, there's an object here. Well, it's actually a decently good one, so... Eh, I'm not super concerned about losing that spell. What I am concerned about is the fact that I just rolled a 1 on this combat. When I rolled that 1 on my move, the whole situation would have been avoided, and I would have gotten that talisman I've been looking for. I mean, they start encountering some trading skills. One of those might give me an object too. Like, there's also a risk of them giving me enemies that are a bit too strong for me. I guess I could go for the relentless scales. Like those. Like that. That way I'll at least be psychic combat. Which I mean. Well, I think the priest just won. Because he's on the space. Yep, that's it. Why are you taking the time to alchemize things? Like, I'm pretty sure you just won. The first character to reach the crown command with 4 more. Yeah. He just won. We've been live for almost 4 hours now, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you for watching. Next stream will probably be Saturday night. I'm gonna find somebody to raid. person seems seems like they might be alright, and and they're starting soon as far as I can tell, and have 0 viewers, so